Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ted Posobiec, and I want to get started here with one of the trades that I like doing, how to pillage the pre-market with the London swing trade. I hope everybody enjoyed the first few speakers, Jack, John, and Lee. I've been listening to them all. First off, let's go ahead and just take a look at this disclaimer. I'm sure you've seen this a few times today. We're going to go over this real quick here, and let's get started. Attention. If you just can't trade during normal market hours, or if you're awake and ready to trade before the U.S. market opens and just want to start the day out on a positive side, this I think is going to work out very well for you. Stick around because I'm going to teach you one of my most reliable pre-market trades that I do. Here's the real issue for most traders. Volume is so much lighter during the pre-market that it can be difficult to identify the commitment of the buyers and sellers. I had found this true because I'm up very early every day due to my wife's job. She has a daycare that she runs out of the house, so I had to buy a place, and I actually leave the house to come to work. So I'm up early. I'm up when she gets up. I come in 5:30, quarter after 5. So with that, not knowing what volume is doing, because it is lighter, we want to take a look at to see what we can find when volatility is low. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what to look for and where to look at it. That's why the London swing is so effective. It's based on support and resistance levels created at or near the London Open. I start drawing my lines at 3 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Time. These levels are extremely reliable because traders from around the world participate in the London Open every day. The second part of this trade is to identify the swing trades that happen at these support and resistance levels. Put these two things together, you have reliable price levels created between the start of the London Open and when the U.S. market opens, and easy to identify swing trades that happen at these levels. And so you have all the ingredients you need for a reliable setup that I call the London swing. I'll show you a bunch of examples here in a minute. But first, who am I and why should you care what I have to say? Let me introduce myself in case you already don't know me. My name is Ted Posobiec, and I'm just a regular guy like anyone else. I was a commercial diver for 20 years. That is me at the bottom of the ocean. ROV trying to be funny there with the claws. I'm establishing a downline. I like to ride motorcycles, as you can see. I've also been trading stocks for almost 18 years. Most importantly, I love the lifestyle that comes with being a day trader. Before day trading, I used to work 10 to 12 hours a day. A lot of that was 7 days a week too. So I put in a lot of hours. Today, my idea of full-time is 2 to 3 hours a day, and I get to focus on what's really important in life. I now host the E-mini Insider Trading Room at WINvesting Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 8:45 Eastern Time. Here's what one of my students had to say about me. Ted Posobiec is a phenomenal trader and coach. He truly is driven to help his students achieve their personal goals. I was treading water with my trading for a long time, taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. But Ted has helped me turn that around by building on solid fundamentals. It's pretty amazing how quickly an account can grow when you're consistently profitable. Out of the last 20 trading days, I've had 2 losers, 2 break-evens, even days, and 16 winners. My account is up over 50% in 30 days, simply by cracking out base hits. Pretty exciting. Wouldn't have happened without Ted's help. Rick from Wisconsin. That's enough about me, so let's get started. Let's get back to the London swing trade and show you how this trade will help you pillage the pre-market. London swing. I trade this anytime after 3 a.m. in the morning, right up to the U.S. market opens. Now you have markets open at 8:20, 9 o'clock, and 9:30. We'll get into that here in a little bit. A note to everyone out there, all my times will be in Eastern Standard Time, New York time. Here's what you'll learn. What is a London swing setup? What markets I trade using this setup? How to know which swings are important and which ones you should ignore. We'll go over one of my favorite charts, how to master this trade in Market Replay. That's what we're going to be going over today. The London swing setup. The London swing setup sets up before the U.S. market opens. That's why it's the London swing, and I usually in the office. I can't remember a day that I have been in the office 10 minutes prior to gold opening. That would be 8:20. So the setup sets up before the U.S. market opens. Here's what we have for metals and interest rates. They open up at 8:20. Energy opens up at 9. Equities opens up at 9:30. Again, all my times are in Eastern time. I start looking back early in the morning. You do not have to be up at 3 a.m. for this trade. I want to make that clear. There are times I do get up that I want to take the trades from 3 a.m. on, but that is not a norm. I like my sleep. So if you want to start trading, or you can start trading around 5, 6, 7, that's fine. I mark the highs and lows of the market at the beginning at 3 a.m. Eastern time. Even if I don't start trading until 5:30, 6, or even 7, it just depends on where I come in the morning and start placing the lines. As soon as I have my lines set up, regardless of the time, I can start taking those trades. And again, this is all prior to the market opening. I look back at additional lines at high and low levels after a pullback. We'll get into this. Some of you out there already know the setup that I do because I use the setup after the market opens for different markets. Another trade setup. This is similar to it. It's almost identical, only we're going to start it a little earlier. So here we have a chart, and you can see the line right here. This is where I'm getting up. That's the time I'm getting up, right there. That's what I get in, and I look at the chart here at this time. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start marking the highs. Computer's on, ready to start looking back. I have a high here. This is the initial drive. I have a high and I have a pullback. Once I pull back, I can place my line in. Price drives down. I get a pullback. I place a line in here. And I'll keep doing that until it comes all the way down to the bottom. I may skip some of these here because price is up there. I want to keep my charts clean. I'll start moving these around as I see fit. Oops. The London swing setup. After the London market opens, this trade may set up very quickly, 5 minutes, or it could take a few hours. Don't worry if you miss a trade. There's always another one that comes up. 2, 3, 4. I'm real happy when I catch one. Then I'm really excited when I catch 2 or 3 prior to the market's opening. So there's no need to get up at 3 a.m. just to put some lines on and wait for a setup. The chart setup. We'll use a 24/7 session template on this particular chart. Here's what that setting looks like on NinjaTrader. Default, right there. Let's go here and blow that up data series, come over here, and session template, that's where you'll find it. That's what I have this chart set up as for this particular chart. I like to keep my charts clean. I'll be using the following to start off with. We're going to go ahead and make a chart. You don't need to have NinjaTrader for this setup. You can use any chart system that you like. I'm going to put a tick counter on and a toolbar shortcut right off the bat. And then when we get to making some, I'll add some other things that I like to add to it also. But it's going to be pretty simple. I don't want a whole bunch of stuff on the lines on the chart, so I'm going to go to making a new chart. I'll pick CL. And I'm going to keep tick chart, and I want 610. 16 days looks good. And we'll just go with the basic chart. Remove that. It's a clean chart, toolbar. And I have to go in and take the bar timer off. And let's place the tick counter. Standard with Ninja. Hit OK for right now. I guess I didn't get that on there right. So let's go back and do that. Highlight a spot here, just keep hitting T. Okay. For the most part, that's all you really need. We could do everything that I want to do using the chart just like this, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 3 a.m. I can put a line out as close to it as possible. Probably go back one more candle. So we have a level here right now. There's the high. With the initial drive being up, I get a pullback, so that comes down. When this candle here, the opening candle, comes in and it's broken, that line there will come in. Let's go back here. Let's make this a right side margin. Let's make that, because I want to just see what's going on when I slide it to the right. We'll make that 500. Yeah, there we go. If I get in here at 4 or 5 o'clock, 5:30, I'm going to put a line here. And I'm going to keep putting my lines in, as you see on the one slide. Every time I see a red candle pull back, I don't count the dojis, so that would not be a pullback for me. This one here is not a pullback either, or a green candle, so I'm going to just ignore that. But we have the setup right here. That's all I need right now. But because I do have other indicators on my chart, I'm going to go over and put them on. I want everybody to be able to follow along. Some charts I have, some charts I don't. It just depends on how things start getting cluttered up. If it starts to get too cluttered up because of my lines, I'll start pulling indicators off and moving lines around. One thing that I do like to have on some of my charts for most of the time is just regular pivots. We'll put the pivots on, and then I have an indicator, ET opening range. And I want to set this up for, we'll start it at 3. And let's go to, we can run that all the way out to 10 o'clock. It doesn't matter, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever you want, wherever the highs and lows. If we run that out, let's say 9 o'clock. Let's do 9 o'clock. Because that'll give you the high and low for the overnight session, or at least from 3 o'clock. And then maybe one more. An EMA, and I'm going to keep that at a 50. For the most part, For the most part, that's what my charts look like. I might have for different things, but I want to keep this as simple as possible. That's what I like looking at. I might have two other moving averages on. Question, how do you get the toolbar on the left? John, you can find that on Big Mike's trading room. That's pretty much all I'm looking for right there. So if any platform that you're trading has tick charts, EMAs, simple drawing tools, pivots, this is all you would need. You don't need to have the opening range indicator. This just helps me out, identify where the open is, and lets me go forward. So with that indicator on there, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up the lines here. We'll just start it right here. And this is already up to 6 o'clock. So I have a line there. I got a pullback. And I have my high here. And nothing to the downside. I can put a line right down here. But that green line down there is going to let me know that there's nothing coming, because I don't see like a downstairs coming in yet. We'll throw this off to the side. Pretty simple making a chart. Yeah, you can use any software you want on that. Now I'm going to explain the London swing short. We have the London open. Whether it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'm starting all my times all the time here at 3. If I see some different areas to the left going to midnight, sometimes I could even use this high right here. But for the most part, I just want to start at 3 o'clock when the European session might open right here, and we'll go from here. The initial drive, we have the initial drive is down. I have a green candle pullback. See how many candles it took before I got a pullback? Quite a few. So it can happen between one candle or several. It does not matter. I did not count this doji. I didn't count it. Now I'll place my line in. Time goes by. We have the initial drive. This is the same chart, different longer time. It's going on to 7 o'clock now. I have a green candle pullback. Want to get this, keep repeating this so that you get it. I have initial drive. I have a pullback. I place my line in. Next step I want to close below the line, and I want to close above the line. Then the next thing after that, I'll take and place an order 1 to 2 ticks below the line. I am also looking at candlestick patterns. Do I want it in here? We'll get into that later on. I can take this trade right here. As soon as it closes up, get ready to take it short right on down here. That trade right there, the way it's set up, watching the candlestick patterns, with a real bullish candle here, I would have waited. And then after this comes out here, I want it to go up a little higher. Had I gotten in here, that would have been a loss. Right here, definitely a loss. So watching the candlesticks patterns are also important to me. Now we're going to go into the long setup. You can see I'm using the 610 chart here on, and this was gold. The previous one was CL. Those are my two favorite markets in the morning. I do trade YM, and I have traded ES in the morning using this same setup. Setup's the same. I have initial drive. I have a pullback. Now I'll place my line in. I use the wick of the green candle. I'm not just putting it on the close of the body. I use the wick also. Again, we have a doji, and I ignored it. The red candle is my pullback. Here again, one more time here. We're getting ready for a setup. This is for a long setup. I have a red candle, pull back. I place my line in. Price comes above, crosses below, and place my order in 1 to 2 ticks above the line here. Now for the ATM automatic trade management, I have several that I use for different trades. I really like a 3 and 5 tick with a 5 tick stop. That's one. We'll show that here. This is a real good one, and I get real good results with this. Not a lot of money. In one of my accounts, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for consistency, and this is what I like using on that. Most of the time in the morning when I'm trading in my room, this is the setup I like. And then we have another one here that I've named the London Swing. I use a little bigger stop of 7 ticks with a 5 tick target and a 15 tick target. Now, a lot of times I'll move this. If I see an area below me that's more than 5 ticks, I'll move that down so I can hopefully get more than 5 ticks, 15, and try to get 15 or 20 ticks. But I do not move that stop back to 8 or 9 ticks. I found that the 7 ticks is what I want. When I hit 5 ticks, I'll move my stop to break even. A lot of times once it goes in my direction at 2 or 3 ticks in my direction, I'm going to bring my stop to a -5. So there's 2. There's several different ones just depending on what the volatility is, what news might be coming out that is during the overnight session or over the London session. I keep an eye on all of that, and that helps me look for different areas where I may want to get in. Maybe there's news at 5 o'clock, 5:30, 4 o'clock. Maybe I might want to adjust things around that. 6 o'clock news, if there's anything coming up at that time. So pretty easy on the ATM management. I believe in taking small profit, be consistent with it, build up your account, then you can go bigger. Let's take first before we get into the market replay. I've loaded up. I want to keep the charts live here so I can see what's going on, so I can go back without going into market replay. And I've got a few days loaded up. I want to go over CL, and let's take a look at we'll take a look at some gold here. We'll go back a few days here. Any particular markets anybody like to trade? Gold and CL are my favorite. Bonds? S&P? I haven't traded 6E in a while. So I'm going to slide back here a few days. And this is a 610 chart, not necessarily a chart that I'd be trading off of. It's just going to depend on what market is, what the volatility is that particular day. What day is this? The 29th. It doesn't matter what day I start. We'll just come back a few days. We'll start here on the we have the 24th. So what I'm going to do, I have it, just draw some lines in here. Here's our initial drive to the upside. We have our pullback. Price keeps moving up. Once this first bar is broken, I'm going to move that up until I get a pullback. Right here's where I want that line. So now that setup that I'm looking for, actually I have a few more lines here. I got one here. That one's really tight. Don't know if I want to keep that there. Right now, if I'd really open up the chart. I want to see some room. I want to see some space here. So here we have this line here. Let's remove this one. Just so we can see it easier. We have a drive down and a pullback. Line is placed in. Price drives up higher. Here we have a pullback. I place a line in here. Now the next thing I want to happen is price to close above the line, and I'm waiting for price to close back below this line here. I'm looking for an entry 1 to 2 ticks above this line. We have that when price pulls up here. It came up here, pulled back, placed the line in, closed above it. Then it pulls back down below. The entry would have been right here. I'm going long. I do want to be aware of where a pivot point possibly. I'm looking for a swing high prior to that. Looking to the left. Don't necessarily have to have a line there, but I just want to be aware of it. I might keep the charts up where I can see to the left, and that's a possible target area there. But if I'm going for a 3 and 5, had I been up at this time, there was 9 ticks. And the swing with the 5 and 10, 1 tick away from 10 ticks, there we got it there. If it would have stayed in. It went 3, it went 5, would have been broke even, came back down. The setup is still happening. We get the close below here. I do like that candle there, so I can look for a long right here, but I'd really like to see it pull below the S1 here or this line here. Comes back in. There's, you got your 5 and 10. 2 trades, not too far apart. Yeah, looking at the time there, 19 to 6:52. There is quite a bit of time. You have plenty of time to get in the trade. If you miss one, you always can hop into another one. Don't worry about that. Now, price keeps moving up. We have this green candle. It's almost a doji. And it keeps pushing up. Doesn't close above it yet, so I can't take it. Close above it. I need this one here to close below it. This one has to close below it before I can take it back up. But I do like the idea of the 50 EMA. There's trades that I'll take off the 50 EMA to go up, even though I don't have nothing there. That's another support and resistance line. On this particular setup, ES and YM, I use, on YM, I'll use a 610 or less. On ES, I'll use more than likely 610 and going up, 800 or 1,000, even in the morning. It just depends on the volume. Take another look at, we'll look at some YM here. YM and ES are about the same. Here we have initial drive, come down, closes below it, closes above it. Didn't get too much off this one. No big deal. Entry here, entry here, enter here. Why? Price came down, price went up. We're looking for shorts. Here we go. Price came down, we get a pullback. I get a close below the line. It pulls back above the line, I get in. Price came, it's back, it's already done it again, closed below the line, went above the line, I'm going short here. Again, I will be looking at candlestick patterns. This one I would have gotten in. This one here, yes, I would have gotten in. May have gotten all of it or half of it. I would have gotten something and a break even. But every time it comes down, I needed to pull back above it. I can get it back in. Does that make sense? Let's take a look at some YM. Great, Wayne. We'll go back a couple of days. I don't like going back too far. And sometimes going back further get me better trade setups. I haven't, don't really care to go back more than a week, 2 weeks at the most. Here we have the setup. I don't care what time you get up. I'm usually up by 5 o'clock. I'm in the office by 5:15 every morning. So here we have my line. What do I have? I have a drive up here, drive down here. Price came down, pulled back, and down. So nothing yet. I can get ready for a short right here. But again, I want to see what's happening with price as it's coming down. But the setup is ready for another short here. Nothing for a long yet because I need to close above the line. I want it to pull back and then go up. Did get taken in here with that one there. Looks like volume came in up big time. Was taken out on that particular one. Not knowing how this candle actually worked out, may or may not have gotten that. But a lot of times I'm ready to get back in, or I'll just wait for it to come back up. But here's the line. I have taken them one right after the other. Get whipped out. That's a good candle for a bearish candle. It's a bullish bearish candle. Price went way up here and sellers drove it all the way back down. So almost like a hammer. I'm looking for that short. I'm more likely seeing this candle, I would have jumped right back in. Taking it down to there. See if I got 10 ticks. Went 18. What was a loss? 13 ticks. If I'm running a 12 tick stop on that, on NQ and YM, I will go a little wider. Don't like to. I don't like messing around with my ATMs. I want really all of them to be the same. If I had the 7 tick, yes, it would have taken me out. But if I have that set up as the 12 tick or maybe even a 15 tick stop, if I have a 15 tick stop, I want a 15 tick target also. 1-to-1, and the second target can run. Just off this one area here. Now we have another one set up here because we have the pullback, comes back down, finally breaks below it, pulls back. I prefer the price to close above the line. Whoops. But if you take it at the pullback, at the line, you could have got in there. I don't. My rules don't let me do that. And it continues to go down. Now, of course, it's getting into the 9 o'clock area, right at the open here. We do have the open right here. I'm looking for these trades anywhere from whenever I get up, whether it be 4 o'clock on down. There are trades that do set up prior to 5 o'clock or 5:30 even. And let's take another look at another day here. Here's one that continually went up from 3 o'clock. The drive was up. I'm not even going to put something down here at the lows. All this stuff, all this is all excess. I don't need it. I have a long, all of these. Price pulled up, pulled back, closed above it, closed below it. Right there is the entry. That's what I do for trading in the morning. When I do ES, I'll do some changing of the charts, change the chart to a different time frame. You'll have to find one that you like better. You can even try this on minute charts, 5-minute chart, 3-minute, but I use the tick chart just for this particular setup. Watch other support and resistance areas or pivot points, R1, R2. If you use fibs, that's fine. You can use MACD for divergence, double tops, and RSI. It's up to you on what you want to add to it. I like to keep my charts really clean. Let's go out of here. I'm going to just take this, shut, and I want to connect to Market Replay. Let some data load up here. We're going to do a Market Replay. I do have some data load up. I really think the best way to learn the setup, any kind of setup, it doesn't matter if you're using Joe Breakout that Lee had discussed, use Market Replay to learn that trade, master that trade, do it in sim before you go live. And with the show you how I enter these trades. 328. And just to get it started, we'll start it at 5:15. Get that started and I'll slide my chart over. There we go. And with this ATM, I am going to use a 7-tick stop, 5-tick target, and a 15-tick target. We'll go with that. And something's not working. Okay. It's not a bracket. It's not bracket. Looks like my data didn't come through. I'm downloading some data here. If you have any questions, please write them in. What I want to do is show you how I'm placing the trades in from the time I get up, so that we're not just going back in the charts. Download complete. Let's go. And I'm having some issues. Yes, I will use this method once the market opens. Continue. I like to start fresh once the market opens again. Yes, let me get right to you on that. I cannot get Ninja to start. Well, I can't get Ninja started. It shut down on me. It won't start up again. We'll give it a try here in a little bit. Let me go back to the short. We'll go back over the short and the long setup. Explanation of the short on the swing. We have the London Open. Initial drive is to the downside. I have a pullback. I'm going to place my line in. This is this is going on with it. Once time goes on, we have the initial drive. I have a green candle for a pullback. Now I'll place my line in. The close is below the line. And once it closes below the line and closes back above the line, I'm looking for a short right underneath that, 1 to 2 ticks below it. And the long explanation. We have our initial drive to the upside. I have a pullback. I'll place my line in. You can see that. Here's our drive up. We have our pullback. I have a close above the line. Here, we'll start this here again. There's my candle, red candle pullback. Place the line in. The line closes above, the price closes above the line here. I wait. Here's an instance where you could see where it comes down, taps the line, you could go up. If you put that in your rules, you can take it. It is not in my rules to take that. So if you had done that and you're up here at 520, bang, there's 1, 2, 3. You might have taken a little hit on that, and right there you go. So you had 3 entries here. If you take those rules where it just comes back and tap the line and go up, I don't use that. I want the bigger run. Trying to. So once it closes below the line, that's when I'm going to put the line in, 1 to 2 ticks above it. I'm trying to see why I can't get back on. It's not letting me do anything. It says I've got it closed down and says I'm running 1 already. I would have to restart the whole computer. Today I've shown you the basics of the London swing trade, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. There are many factors to consider when placing this trade, which is why you're invited to join me for a 3-hour live workshop where I'll teach you everything you need to know to master the London swing trade. Live workshop will be Saturday, April 9th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, the London swing. Here's what you'll learn. The London swing live workshop, I have 9 training modules. How to trade the London swing in different markets, GC, CL, NQ, and YM. We can throw ES in there also. It doesn't really matter. Everything is going to work the same. I will show you how to do, how to get into that, whatever market you want to trade. ZB also. Minimum risk with multiple ATM settings. Personalized feedback to get all your questions answered. We'll be recording this and turning it into an online course. Module 1 setup. How to set up the London swing trade. We're going to go into more depth than what I have actually given you today. How to identify the highs and lows. What makes a swing trade. Other nuances to look for in the setups. We'll take setups, support and resistance. Use the lines as support and resistance. If you can go long on a line, why can't you go short? We'll show you how to do that. It's what you need to look for. Modules, time and markets, nuances of the London swing in multiple markets. In GC, CL, NQ, and YM. Module 3, chart setup. You've got all of that today. We're going to go into how to set up your workspace once you have a chart. You may be using 2, 3 charts, or you just like the 610. I really like the 610, but there are times I need something a little faster. We'll get into making that and making a workspace. Then you have confluence. Are all the charts lining up to give you the same thing? The indicators you'll need for this trade. How to adjust your charts when needed. The London swing short. In-depth explanation of the short setup. Multiple examples. London, or the module 5, we're going to go over the London swing long. In-depth examples of the long setup with multiple examples. ATM setups. Why ATM is crucial for minimizing your risk. Now again, I'm only using a 7-tick stop. If I'm using that 7-tick stop, I want to go for 5 to 7 ticks. Really, I'm trying to go for more than 5. If it hits 5 before I can move that down a little further, that's fine, but I'm going to be bringing that stop to -5 or less. How to set up your automated trade management strategies in InterTrader. We're going to be going over that with you. If you don't know how to do it, we're going to still go over it for those that don't. Multiple settings depending on the market. We'll have different ATMs for different markets that you may want to trade. Market replay. How to practice the London swing in simulation. Market replay setup. Downloading data, and we're going to also put things together here. It'll be on a Saturday, so we're going to be adding a minute chart with volume. I feel that that's very important. Not necessary, but I'm going to show you how to put it together with a minute chart with volume. Trading at least 3 different markets. Long and short setups. How to enter and exit and manage the trade. 90-day action plan. Step-by-step guidance on what to focus on week by week to help you master this trade. When you register, you get the following 4 exclusive bonuses. The custom London Swing indicator. It helps eliminate guesswork, draws the highs and lows automatically, and highlights the areas where to focus on. Note, this is currently in production and will be ready in 4 to 6 weeks. You will get that when it's completed, and I've tested it out to make sure it's working the way I want it to work for you. This is a $500 value. Bonus 2, the 610 trade. A powerful trade I use every day. That's what I use after I'm done with the London Open or the London Swing. Transitions from pre-market to post-market, we're going to be going over that more in depth in the webinar Saturday. Learn how to make 10 to 50 ticks per trade. This is a $300 value. You'll also get the 6 a.m. trade, a time-based trade that happens between 6 and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and can be used to make more money before breakfast than some people make all day. Adding all of these things together, all 3 of these things together for the 6 a.m., the 610 trade that I take after the market's open, put all this stuff together, you have one very powerful trading system. I use these every day. That's also a $300 value. The London Swing course. We are recording this event and it will be edited into an online course in 6 to 8 weeks. You'll get a lifetime access to the course when it's ready. That's a $1,000 value. So how much is all this worth? I make an average of $155 a day on the London Swing with a 72% win rate. That's what I net after commissions and losses. That's it, right there. That's not bad before 9 o'clock. I'm only using 2 contracts. At 20 days, at 20 trading days per month, that adds up to about $3,000 per month, just for that setup now. That's just the one that I just showed you. If I price this system at $3,000, it could easily pay for itself in a month. After we edit and record and turn this into an online course, it'll be sold for $997. But I'm not going to ask you for $3,000 or even $997. When you sign up today and join me, the live online workshop this Saturday, you'll get exclusive discount. When you sign up today, you get live London Swing workshop this Saturday, all the bonuses, full access to a recorded course when it's ready in 6 to 8 weeks for just $297. You can register now at www.winvesting.com /swing. Which ATM gets you 172? I don't know. The 5 and 15 tick. It could be. That's what it would do. But the 172, or is that $172? That's after commissions, and that's after commissions. That's after commissions. So it's about $155 after commissions. Well, I like using, there's different ATMs. It just depends on the day, but most of the time with that one there, I'll use a 7 and 15 or a 5 and 15. When you register, you'll get the following 4 exclusive bonuses. The custom swing indicator, I'll go over these again. It helps eliminate the guesswork. That's like the BT opening range indicator. We'll be getting that out to you also until that other indicator comes in. It draws the highs and lows automatically and highlights which areas to focus on. It's currently in production. Be ready in about 4 to 6 weeks. It's a $500 value. The 610 trade, you take the London swing trade, go right into the 610 trade. While you're up, you'll get the 6 a.m. trade. If you're up already, you'll have that 6, 7 o'clock trade there. Take those and see if you have confluence or maybe a support and resistance line. Maybe you want to, instead of bracketing it, maybe you want to go just the opposite. You fade those levels. Hey, thanks, Joe. The London Swing course. We are recording this event and we'll edit it into an online course within 6 to 8 weeks. You'll get a lifetime access to the course when it's ready. $1,000 value. So how much is all this worth? Right here we go. Make on an average of $155 a day. Just that one trade with 72% win rate. I don't think that's too bad. Not for the time that I'm up doing it. And I'm not constantly watching the screen for it to happen. When I see the levels, okay, can I put the trade in, yes or no? A lot of times I'll put the trade in and just leave. You'll go do other things, check my emails. I'm not gonna sit here 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours. That's a very good question, Brian. How many trades do you take a day? I've taken up to 55, 60, 70. With that particular trade there, you can look at 1 to 4 trades, 1 to 4 with that trade before the market opens. If I were to just say, just on the average, 12 trades, but that'd be a day that I might take 1 trade and then another day I take 24. Actually, to be contracts, not so much trades. I don't know about the automated. I'm not into automated trading. After we edit the recording and turn this into an online course, sold for $997. I'm not going to ask you for $3,000 or even $997. When you join up and sign up today, join me live in the workshop this Saturday and you'll get an exclusive discount. When you sign up today, get live London Swing workshop this Saturday, all the bonuses and full access to the recording of the course when it's ready in about 6 to 8 weeks. You can sign up for today, $297, register at www.winvesting.com, swing. I'm so confident that you'll find success with the London Swing. I'm going to take all the risk on me. Backed by my 90-day, 100% no BS action guarantee. Sign up today, check out the entire course. Trade at least 1 day a week over the next 3 months using the strategies taught in the workshop, starting with just $5,000 in real or simulated trading account. After 90 days, if you have not generated at least $1,500 in real or simulated profits, show us the proof you took the action above and get a full 100% refund of your investment in the workshop. If you haven't signed up, if you haven't, I was reading some questions in this at the same time. If you haven't signed up yet, maybe this will help. How'd you like to trade with me live next week? Here's the deal. I like to keep my E-mini insider trading room reasonably small so I can give everyone personalized attention. I mean, I'm really limited on space. However, I want to help you succeed, and it's a no-brainer that you'll learn faster if I'm there with you to answer your questions and show how I take the trades in a live market. coming in the room. A lot of times I'm already have the charts up at 7 o'clock. The room doesn't officially start till 7:30, but you can watch me take take a trade right at 7 o'clock, and then we'll look for setups from that time on. But the room officially starts at 7:30. You'll be a little bit ahead of the people that don't come in until 7:30. So if you're one of the first 15 people to sign up, excuse me, Fax Action bonus, the first 15 only get 3 weeks in my E-mini Insider trading room. Trade live with me Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 8:45 Eastern Time. See the London swing trade in action in the live market. You'll get all your questions answered, and there is no auto renew, no strings attached to this site. London Swing, register now at www.winvesting.com/swing. My daily goal is $400 total. Doesn't mean a lot of times I will go over 400. There's that thing. If I hit 400 straight on the nose, I have to stop. If I go over, I can use whatever I'm over to trade to get more. I'm not greedy. I want to get in, get out. It's better than working a day job. Bill, you got the time? 10 o'clock, 10 to 1. We're going to go over a lot of different things. You'll be able to, we'll take the time to answer the questions that you have at that time on that. I think it's rude. I'm going to try to get Ninja to start up here again, and it's not letting me. I do apologize for that. I cannot get it. It will not start. I'd have to shut the whole computer off. I would like to go back over. Let me go back over the entries so that you get an idea. We'll start with the I did, Dave. It's not showing up. I guess to the task manager, and there's nothing in the task manager. It's something hidden. Here's what another student, I'll finish these slides up and I want to go back. I want you to write down the rules for the long and the short, what I'm looking for. Write them down so you can take a look at this. You'll be able to, you have Thursday and Friday to look at it. Here's what another student had to say about my training. Ted has worked with me and I did exactly what he told me to do. Today I can say my trading and confidence are at a level I never thought I would achieve. Successful trading can be a life changer. And I want to thank Ted Posobiec for changing my life. Rest nicely. I can't promise that this will change your life, but when you sign up, I'll do the best to help you become a consistently profitable trader like I've done for Russ and other students. Register now at www.winvesting.com/swing. I'm going to head back to the slides here, only because I can't get my Ninja to start. I restarted before I opened up the room here and thought we'll start right at the slide here for this one right here. You can see I have a 450 tick chart up on this. Here we have the time I started, I came into the room. Now I'm going to mark the highs and lows. The high part is not the candle that closed red, it's the green candle. The initial swing, the initial push was to the upside. Once the initial push goes up, I wait for the pullback, then I place a line in. Price broke below the first drive candle. Down below it, I get a pullback, I place a line. As price keeps pushing down, now just looking at this line here without adding anything else, just looking at this line here, price came down, pulled back above. At 346, I have an entry. I got a short entry right here. Don't get too much out of it. Pulls back up. I have a short entry here. Coming across, going across here. Could have taken this one here. It looks like it would have given you 8, 9 ticks. Different ATMs, different strategies. You could do that on a $1,500 account, or not a $2,500 account, Brian. I wouldn't recommend trading this until you actually get it down. Once price pushes back down, I get another push down, pull back, my entry short here. You have this, if you're up at this time, you have this area here, you have an area you can get in here, push down. The criteria has set up so you're good for a short here also. You can place an order here and add in here, keep going down. That's if your account can handle it. If your account can handle that, that's fine. I don't want to take that kind of risk. I don't do that. And I just keep adding it down. No, if price happens to go up past here, I just keep adding lines up to the top. Right now with price where it's at, I'd pretty much leave the lines alone. It's not too bad to look at. But if I start getting too many lines in and price keeps moving up, I'm going to just grab the bottom one. No sense keeping that bottom line down there if price is up here, and I'll just start moving them up to the top. Again, I want my charts clean. The London swing open, the initial drive, write it down. You have the initial drive. You have a pullback. This is for a short setup. You have a pullback, then you place your line, wick included. Again, write it down. You have your initial drive. If the initial drive is down, wait for a green candle pullback, place your line in. You want price to close below the line, and you want price to close back above the line. This only closed up by a tick. So it's not that it has to pull back too much. I'm ready for a short 1 to 2 ticks below the line. The long setup, we have the initial drive going up. We have our pullback. My line goes in. Here's another example. The initial drive is to the up. Look how many candles up. I get a pullback. Line goes in. I get a close above the line. My close below the line is back here, and I'm looking for a long. Place 1 to 2 ticks above the line. Somebody asked a while back, what do I actually do? I actually put it in 90% of the time 1 tick above the line. That'd be 90%. The other time, like see this, we get 1 wick below here, one tick that wicks down here. This looks like about 2. If I'm going to take this short, just flip it around. It doesn't matter one way or the other. If I have that wick there, I may go under by a tick. So that'd be actually 2 ticks from the line. Most of the time, I'm not going to go 3 ticks. It'll be right one to 2 ticks. Most of the time, I'm going in 1 tick above the line or below the line. But if I do get just a fake out here, which I do like those, let's say if I was going short here, if this was on the top, this was our line right here, and it did wick up above it, I might go 2 ticks above it. I like to get in as close to the line as possible. Automated trading, a 3 and 5 with a 5 tick stop I like. A 7 tick stop with a 5 or 7 tick target, and a 15 tick target I like also. I also like to take 20 and 30 ticks if I see that I can get it. It just depends on the particular day. Five or 7 ticks. There's different things that you can do. If you get in here, you look at this swing down here, you might want to put it down here. I want to try to make sure that I am below anything, but there's a lot of times when I get in and I'm right smack in the middle of a candle. I still do not move that tick. I still do not move. You got a picture here? We have a picture. I don't like to move my target back once. If I have a 5 tick stop, I do not move it back to 7. If I have a 7 tick stop, I'm not going to move that back to 10. I have to keep that discipline. Every time I mess with it, I lose. So I don't want to do that. Now, my targets, I can move those from 5 to 7. 5 to 3, 5 to 20, or 15 to 25, 30. I can move those in either direction, but I cannot do that to the stop. Once I drop my stop, say I go from 5, or I start out at 7, and I drop it at 5, I cannot pick that up and move it back to 7. You see some guys that'll do that. They're trying to get more. They're trying to get let it breathe a little more. That's fine, but I do not do that. If I drop it at 5, it stays at 5. If I drop it at 3, meaning to drop it at 5, I cannot take it and put it back to 5. That's what's in my rules, and I stick to them completely, 100% all the time. We have a picture here. Can everybody see the screen here? I got some people saying that they don't. Yeah, you got it. Thanks, Ken. Do we have any more questions? Oh, you're welcome, Kenneth. I'm a newbie. How much is small money I need? The least amount of money? I'd say $2,500 would be the least. $4,000 is what I'd recommend. I start the London Open at 3 o'clock. Whether it be 3 o'clock the London actually opens or not, I start my times at 3. I don't know if they have daylight savings time or not. It's either 3 or 4 off my time, Eastern time. Anything that I've looked up, it's always said 3. Yeah, 3. That's what I've got people. Yep, you're welcome, Ryan. 3 a.m. Eastern time. That's what I start. Thanks, Dan. Write this down. Look for the initial drive. 7:30 is when it officially opens to 8:45. Donna, it's usually the daily. I'll switch them back and forth. Intraday is what they're normally on. Daily, sometimes I'll switch them to that for the pivots. But I opened up the room just a little bit before 7 to show a 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. trade. So the 7 a.m. trade that comes in there will be real good for you. Everything all together really helps everything together. I see I'm up out of time. Let me see if there's any more questions here. Dan, the rooms, the trades can be done prior to the room being open, but we will normally get setups in the room. Thanks, Donna. That's all I have. I want to thank you all for joining me. Check it out. Dan, could you type that in? www.winvesting.com swing. Register now. Hope to see you Saturday. Thanks, Joe. All right, I'm out of here. Anytime you need it. Thanks, Dan. Stick around for the next one. I will be sticking around for one more here to go. Thanks a lot.